Here you are. You've reached the final stage of the competition. Congratulations, I'm Sophia. In this video, I'll explain how to submit your film to the jury. Please note, in addition to following the rules I already explained to you, your video must also include mandatory screens, an intro jingle, the logos of the international sponsors, the logos of the local sponsors, only if you are linked to a city that has its own festival, and the screen with your video title, and the unique AI4Good ID that we sent you. Here are the steps I will go over to submit a fully compliant video. First, we'll download the necessary elements to edit the final version. Then we'll do the final edit of the video. Put the video to your Google Drive and make it available via a link, and finally fill out and submit the form. Let's get started. Now that we have all the elements, we will assemble them in the following order. First, the jingle A. Next, B, the international sponsors. C, the local sponsors. And finally, D, the title screen with your AI4Good ID candidate. And finally, your film, of course. We will do this editing on CapCut. We are going to upload the elements we need. As usual, I have grouped them in a folder so I can easily find them. So I'm going to take the intro jingle, the international sponsors, the sponsors from New Caledonia to whom I am attached, the title screen for the candidate videos, as well as the video I produced with you. All my videos are uploaded to the CapCut interface, and I will be able to assemble them in order. I'll start with the intro jingle, the international sponsors, as well as the local sponsors, in my case, New Caledonia. Again, if you are not part of one of these local competitions, you don't have to add these sponsors. The title screen. And finally, my final video. By default, when you insert images in CapCut, the duration of that image is 5 seconds, which is a little long. So we're going to shorten this by simply zooming in on our timeline. And we can see here that it's indeed 5 seconds. So quite simply, I'm going to reduce the duration. Here, I'm at 3:15, so just a little bit more. There we go, 3 seconds. Same thing for the sponsors, local. And finally, for the title screen in the same way. There, I zoom out. And I have each time 3 seconds. Now I'm going to add the necessary text to my title screen. I'm on my title screen, and here I'm going to add some text. A lemur in the kitchen. Things are going to heat up. You can see here that I can directly edit the elements. I keep the default font, the font. And finally, I add another text to add. I'm going to reduce the font size a bit, and I'm going to add here my candidate number. Which is a number with 19 digits, which you will find in an email that was sent to you. You can see that I have added the text correctly. I have my identifier. A lemur in the kitchen. Things are going to heat up. Title, identifier, that's exactly what I need. I'm doing a quick check of the whole video to be sure. Be careful to adjust your text so that it doesn't go beyond the boundaries. The frame of the screen, the title, should not end up outside your video. So, the text must only be contained within the screen. Title. Alright, let's take a look. I really encourage you to make sure you carefully check that your video is absolutely okay. Here we go. There you go, it works, so that's great. Now I can download my video. Before downloading it, it's very important. I'm going to change the title. Here we go. I go here. I'm going to rename this project. The title, ideally. This is AI for Google May 2025, short film, and then your candidate number. This will help the jury make sure they're really watching the right video. There, perfect. I'm downloading. Make sure to download your video properly, as we saw in 1080p high quality MP4 format. It's very important that the quality is maintained. Now that we've exported and downloaded our Finalize video, we're going to upload it to Google Drive, and then we'll share it via a link that we'll provide to the jury. There are two ways to add your video to Google Drive. Here I'm on my Google Drive. I've created a dedicated folder, and my video AI4Good. So there are two ways. Either I click on New and then import a file, or I simply drag and drop my video from my folder, which is what I want to do. There we go, that's my video AI for Google. And so it's uploading. Just a moment. There we go, it's uploaded. There are several ways to share a file, but we're going to use one. One that allows you to share the file with anyone who has the link, so the jury to whom you send it. So I'm going to click either by right-clicking on the video or by clicking on the three little dots. And I'm going to share. So if I only copy the link, it will simply share or only give access to people who already have access to my folder, to my Google Drive. So make sure to click on Share. And here, we're not going to select a specific user, but rather set General Access. So we're going to say that we're sharing with anyone who has the link. It's very important that you do this so that we can actually access it. So I'm going to share it with anyone who has the link. And now I'll be able to copy the link. I copy the link. I recommend that you copy and paste it into a note or somewhere safe. Make sure that your video stays on your drive with the same sharing settings, meaning a link shared with anyone who has the link. At least until the end of the competition and until the results are announced, so that the jury has constant access to your video until they finish their deliberations. If you want to check that the link works properly, you can go to Files in the Chrome menu and open a new incognito window. Why a new incognito tab? Because it's as if you're not logged into anything, as if you were a completely external user to your system. So I'm going to paste the link, and and I do indeed have access to the recorded video.
AI4Good Festival.